back to you. I'm going back to you. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
Fournette, a first down carry. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball. Right here, guys. Mike 51. Get ready.
Out of the gun is Minshew. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A first down there on a pickup of 25. 12-yard line. Fournette running out of the gun. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. From the gun, Minshew to throw. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl quarterback Denzel Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline. And now he's made another mistake. Yeah,
he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. A give. This is Chubb. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They run again on first down. Chubb. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Touchdown, Nick Chubb with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game.
Austin Seibert to kick off for Cleveland.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will not be fielded. It's a touchback. It comes out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2? Win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. Now this time he'll look to throw. Looking long for Thomas. Minshew going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little.
And now look at him go. The 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
Touchdown.
Nick Chubb with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. D.D. Westbrook is intended receiver, but it'll be second down.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking long for Westbrook. And got his man complete. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory.
That's good.
It's a big play for the Jaguars. 68 yards.
At the 7-yard line.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown. Michael Thomas with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. Mixed footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now 13-7. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
The Browns drive about to get started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Nick Chubb, the ball carrier.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on second down.
58,
Wilson. He's going to look deep down the field, and that's caught inside the 35. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
First down.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
13. Jaguars 7.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Handoff comes to Chubb. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Nick
Well,
Chubb.
from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3-3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on fourth down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 22.
Wilson made the
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Now Wilson. He's got his man. That's Landry. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to second and goal.
Second down and 8. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a third and 8.
61, matchbox lights. Check 55.
Here's Minshew. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
Oh, we got
Touchdown, Jaguars. Michael Thomas, 79 yards. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from taking the lead. And this puts them on top by a penny. It's 14-13.
The score, Jaguars 14, Browns 13.
So not much time to speak of remaining. And this one will not be handled. It's into the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I was
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Following the penalty, Chubb. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
Browns ball carrier.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
Third down.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down. Went backwards. It's third and very long. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a fourth down. On fourth down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
16-yard line.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Minshew throwing on third down. Escaping the pressure right. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. To return is Taylor. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, first and 10. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it first and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. He's going to fire deep for Ratley. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden.
Well, Brandon, this is a former first-round pick, and he's been a bit of a disappointment in his career up till now, but he's still got room to grow. And this is an excellent play right here to come away with the football.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. 3 yards remain for 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now Minshew. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Minshew sets to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taylor now returning it. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that one will fall incomplete.
Intended for Jarvis.
Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
2nd and 10.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 16 yards, a 1st down. 14. Again, Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
It's 3rd down and 10.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing again here, Wilson. Going deep here for Landry. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this will be brought out to the 25 as Taylor elects to not return it. The Browns drive about to get started. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the 3rd quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just the series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Chubb will get the call, running left. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry.
To Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Browns are back in front. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Here's Chubb to try to run it in. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. And it's so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
The ball carrier.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. He's going to go deep for Conley. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
That's good.
11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
1st and 10 at the 30.
On 1st down, it's Thompson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He'll fire one deep for Westbrook. And that will be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll try and throw for it here. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Thomas has got it. Complete. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Second and inches.
To throw again on second down. Minshew. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a second straight play. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 1. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. They'll go play action here with Minshew. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Intercepted.
I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
24, Nick Chubb.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
Number 3, Russell Wilson.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. Here's Jamie Gillen now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Minshew and the Jags now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. He'll begin with a give to Fournette to start the drive. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Looking long for Thomas. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 36 yards on the play. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The tackle by Matthew Ioannidis. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
On for the field goal, a 37-yard attempt.
The kick by Lambo is good, and that'll bring him back within 4.
The score, Brown.
So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
On 1st down, Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball. Jarvis Landry, Pro Bowl wideout, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. The incomplete pass. Here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Wilson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Sheldon Rankins picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The Browns on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. To throw is Wilson. He finds Beckham complete. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 79 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. The electric OBJ, the short reception, and then he did the rest of the work himself.
There's a thing that the players always talk about, the coaches in the league, they call it play speed. Because, we have that time speed when we're running the 40s at the combine and, in pro days and all of that. But play speed is different. And OBJ's play speed is some of the best in the league. In other words, when he has the ball in his hands or he's running a route, he runs it just a little bit harder than most people, and oftentimes you come up wrong on your angles trying to tackle
Their own 23-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Flush to his right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Myles Garrett in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So 3rd and long. Here's Minshew. And he completes it to Westbrook. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle. But they allow the conversion. Looking long for Westbrook. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. D.D. Westbrook with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars are back within a score. They will run it. It's Fournette. But he will not get in here. He stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Landry. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Jared Wilson made the tackle. A gain of 1 yard. And the Browns first down.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Well, throw on first down with Wilson. Steps away to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively.
And it's 3rd down.
So a 3rd and 9 and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
Now Wilson. Oh, fires this one downfield for Chubb. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And that is incomplete. Rashawn Melvin that time able to make the play.
No surprise. They try to throw the ball on 4th down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
Well, a little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up,
right? Get your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up. When the ball gets to the receiver, moment of truth, knock it away.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And he's going to get this one down to the 30.
Levante David, the Bucs' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
That's out to his running back, Fournette. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Ricky Ortiz in the final minute. And the Jaguars have retaken the lead. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. Out of the gun is Minshew, and he's brought down. So that effort gives him a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here's Wilson. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Back to throw. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. So going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Jags, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.